Ann Louise Peterson was born in 1957 in Enid, Oklahoma. At the time, her father was completing his pilot training at Vance Air Force Base, and her mother was teaching high school. Looking back on those early years, Caine recalls living the dream alongside her 4 siblings. As the oldest, who was often responsible for taking care of her younger sisters, she quickly learned what it meant to be a leader. Caine's passion for education began in 1st grade when her favorite teacher, Mrs. Mudd, sent some leftover mimeographed worksheets for her to use while playing school with her Barbie dolls and stuffed animals. Her family moved often throughout her school years, and she graduated from high school in 1975 while living in South Carolina. To this day, the beach, water, and sunshine call to her. Following graduation, Caine attended Kansas State University for her bachelor's degree. It was there she met her future husband, Tracy, who she married in 1979. Caine began her teaching career working with severely emotionally disturbed students in Junction City, Kansas, while also pursuing her graduate degree from Kansas State by taking night classes. In 1981, she proudly earned a Master of Science in Special Education. Shortly after earning her 2nd degree, Caine and her husband became true Okies when they made the move from Kansas to Oklahoma City. Using her previous experience, Caine developed the elementary program for emotionally disturbed students at Moore Public Schools. She taught there for 2 years. During this time, Caine's first child, Laura, was born. Following a difficult year for educators in Moore, in which 473 fellow teachers were laid off, Caine began teaching 5th grade in the Putnam City School District. She and her husband soon welcomed their 2nd child, Chris. 4 years later, she was hired as the arts coordinator for Putnam City Schools. Within 2 years, she was promoted to assistant principal and then named principal of Western Oaks Elementary. Over the next 14 years, she served as principal at Western Oaks and later Harvest Hills Elementary while raising her family. The really fun part of the job was her time with students, which always included crazy stunts and plenty of laughs. Whether she dressed up as a human hot dog, complete with ketchup and mustard, played 3 instruments at once while singing the Oscar Mayer song in her pajamas, or logged 20 miles on the playground track in one day during the school's jogathon, Caine always did it with a smile on her face and with her students' best interests at heart. Through all of this, she drove to Stillwater 2 nights a week for 5 years to pursue her doctorate degree from Oklahoma State University. And yes, she finally realized orange truly is the happiest color. In 1998, Caine received her Doctorate of Education in Educational Administration and joined the Loyal and True Cowboy alumni base. Her time at Oklahoma State and the people she encountered still influence her today, including her advisor and mentor, Dr. Nan Ristine, and committee members Dr. Ed Harris and Dr. Adrian Heil. With guidance from these faculty members and the mentorship from her dad, Caine grew into a successful and strong female leader. Caine returned to Moore Public Schools in 2004 as the Executive Director of Elementary Education and Instruction. She spent 4 years supervising administrators, including overseeing the district's elementary schools, curriculum coordinators, federal programs, library media specialists, and helping with the construction of 2 schools and the passage of a bond election. The lessons she learned and the experiences she gained helped prepare and groom her for her next adventure as superintendent. In 2008, Caine became the first female superintendent for Stillwater Public Schools. During her tenure, the district passed its largest bond election ever, $61.5 million, with a 77% yes vote. In an effort to stay in touch with the classrooms and students, Caine substituted in each school 1 day per year. She was also part of more than 300 collaborations per year that occurred between Oklahoma State and the district. There were numerous awards and successful endeavors over her 7 years as superintendent, including aligned curriculum, improved facilities, and a healthy budget. But for Caine, the most important and meaningful accomplishment was her relationship with and investment in students. The connections she made would last a lifetime, and the small gestures always meant the most. A simple hi from a former student living out his dream, playing Division I college basketball made her day. And watching her students grow into successful young men and women who will undoubtedly impact this world for the better is more fulfilling than Caine can express. Caine formally retired from public education in 2015, and she and her husband moved back to Oklahoma City. But it didn't take long for her to jump back in. She immediately began a new career as the Director of Education Leadership for the Oklahoma State School Boards Association, where she still serves today. From training school boards to working with teachers to creating free online supplemental materials for schools to helping with the annual golf tournament to knowing her work friends so well they both show up to the office in the same outfit, Caine is doing exactly what she loves, helping students and impacting education in Oklahoma. Throughout her nearly 40-year career, her family has remained the most important. Her husband and children, and now 2 grandchildren, Madeline and Charlotte, are the lights of her life. In her spare time, she volunteers at philanthropic and community events, such as the Ronald McDonald Fun Run. And of course, she makes the trip back home to Oklahoma State on a regular basis. If you know her, if you've worked with her, if you've spent any time with her at all, then you have probably heard her say, "We will always make decisions based on what is good for the students." We can all learn something by following her lead and putting the kids first.